Welcome to this episode of the Sports Detective Podcast Show. My name is James Williams, and today we are talking about Skip Bayless. Why are we talking about Skip? Well, we did this story about a month ago where it was a comparison of Shannon Sharpe's independent nightcap show that he does with Chad Johnson and how many live viewers they got on that show compared to Undisputed's live viewers, Shannon Sharpe's old show, obviously, that he did with Skip Bayless, and how Shannon Sharpe's was like barely just starting to like eclipse that. And I thought that was pretty shocking because it's a live YouTube broadcast where people more have to like go to it and find it rather of like, I don't know, I guess maybe viewing habits have changed in media now. But it seems like, just to linear media, it was just a very, very shocking admission. And it wasn't just shocking because the YouTube show got more views. We understand, people watch stuff differently now. But it was kind of a shock because Undisputed's ratings, guys, have been going down and down and down and down ever since Shannon Sharpe left. And last week, they hit an embarrassing new low. So I'll go ahead and show you guys this tweet here. Is from Sports Media Watch. Tuesday's edition of FS1's Undisputed was the least watched in its new format with just 50,000 viewers. I would assume that 49,000 of those were aggregators trawling for content. I think that was a joke there in the parentheses there on that tweet. So when we talked about this like a month ago, it was like in the danger zone when it was around like 70,000. So we're 20,000 less in like just a month's time. In December, their viewer ratings were like at 120,000. So we've seen it go down and down and down and down. And it doesn't look like anytime soon they're going to be going back up. So to back up a little bit, just the kind of, what has been going on with the show. Because I do think there was a little bit of a mystery when Shannon and Skip broke up of kind of like, okay, well, what Shannon are you going to do? And it seemed like there was more of a mystery around what Shannon was going to do than what Skip was going to do. And Undisputed, they could have went another route where they could have just basically replaced Shannon and got, just somebody that's on there for every single segment, 2.5 hours a day. And you go from there, whether it's whether you go to like the more of the reporter route, or maybe you stick with the former athlete route. Well, they kind of did a version of, they're trying to do like the Undisputed version of what First Take did when Stephen A was like, hey, Max Kellerman, GTFO. And they're like, okay, we'll kind of keep the same thing where we're just going to have Skip and then former athletes. And we're going to have, basically it's just a bunch of different like old football players. And it has just been a huge flop. It has just been a huge flop. I've watched the show a few times. It doesn't seem entertaining. It seems like diluted sports talk. I'm not going there and receiving any sort of unique perspective. I'm not learning anything. When you talk about creating content, guys, you want to be informed, you want to be entertained, or you want somebody to react. Nothing's happening with that show right now. Nothing is happening. The only thing people are reacting to are the ratings. They're reacting to the ratings like I am right here. So this has just been kind of a total flop here right now with Undisputed. And it's kind of brings up the question here too. And I talked about this a little bit last month when we were talking about that compared to Shannon show, was what is the future for this show? Especially two guys, the 50,000 is low. And I know the last time I did this video, I had like most of the people liked the video. And like, I only had like I think I have right now to date on it like 72 likes. And I think I only have like 3 or 4 dislikes. I know that doesn't show up on your screen because YouTube got rid of the dislikes, but I had like 1 or 2 comments. I was like, well, the YouTube views are up. It's like, well, okay, that's fine. But everyone else's, like First Take's live TV viewers are up. Like those are up. So what does that say about Undisputed if First Takes are up and Undisputed keeps going down and down and down? Like this is a very bad sign because this isn't, I know they still profit off the stuff for YouTube, but this isn't a YouTube show. This is a live TV show, a live sports talk debate show. And that slot that they have in that morning slot there on Fox is a valuable time slot. And it's just going to be interesting to see over the next few months what Fox Sports 1 does here. Do they just cancel the show completely and then they move the Nick Wright show, or they move the new Speak show, which I think is actually decent, from the afternoon spot to that morning spot, and then go from there? Or do they move one of those shows down there and then put Skip's show at the end. I think his contract is like up after next year. I think that's how his contract works, and he is not a cheap talent. I'll tell you that right now. So just wanted to bring this attention up to you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think this is the end of Undisputed? If it's the end of Undisputed, I think it's probably the end of seeing Skip Bayless on live TV, which would be the end of an era. Not necessarily a Skip guy. I will admit I've probably watched more of his stuff than I'd like to admit over the years, but he is getting up there. Does he go back to First Take at ESPN and is kind of like their Friday guy or something? Kind of how they have like Shannon on for a few days. They have the Mad Dog Russo on for a day once a week. Does he become one of the characters on that show? Be very interesting to see kind of what happens and what develops here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Really would appreciate that. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. It really helps support the show, helps us out in the algorithm. If you hit a like, give us a subscribe. So thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you next time.